All right, good morning, everybody. Your mic check. Let me know if you can hear me. Looks like we're streaming. I just want to make sure we don't miss any opportunities here. The ES might be setting up for a buy. The Dow already triggered a buy, but that was at 3:30 this morning Eastern. So London continues to be a fantastic place to live and trade. NQ, we've still got some contracts left to trade, but if I had to choose between NQ and ES, I would choose ES because we're at the extension. Just let me know if you guys can hear me. Just wait a second. Morning, Cam. Morning, Jose. You can hear? Okay, cool. Jose, I activated your Sierra chart, so you're good on that. Sorry, I fell asleep last night. Went to bed at 8, woke up at 6:30, so 10 and a half hours. Feel like I got about an hour and a half, so feeling fucking great. I don't know what this is, guys, but I don't know if it's like a post-COVID hangover, but I don't feel so sick. I just feel like I'm really tired. But I'm gonna give you as much as I can here today. I need to start trading again. I miss it too much. So looking at ES, you guys can see here we're at some support. I feel like there should be support here, unless of course this is gonna just totally break down, but we'll find out about that soon. If we close right in here, I'm gonna have to take a long on ES, but we still have about 28,000 contracts to go. As I was saying, Nasdaq, ES is into its support, so I would choose ES for that reason. The Dow kind of already gave you an exhaust down here into some support. Let's look at the Russell. Russell's about to close. Should be some support down here on the Russell as well into this pocket. I like ES better. I suppose I could take them both. And we're kind of doubling up on the trade idea. Good if it works, bad if it doesn't. Let's look at gold. Quiet, choppy day here for gold so far. While silver, big move up. Not really surprising given the general direction here on the weekly. So silver, if we get a pullback, maybe a good buy opportunity. Copper's choppy. Platinum choppy. Ultra bonds. Probably going to continue to look to get short ultra bonds up in here. Yesterday we did have that good opportunity to short right here, but it just didn't. I was asleep. I fell asleep. There's a good short yesterday on gold too. Right there, pullback. I was asleep in the middle of the day. Yeah, so just wait and see. The one that's closest to setting alert now is the Russell. Let's see here. Bring up the Russell. This is kind of like the hourly chart. So you can see here on the Russell, you know, depending where this higher time period closes, we are down in, we're down in some support here on the daily. You do have the extension and the pocket down here. So we'll just have to see. Question is, what's the direction for today? We are coming out of potentially strong resistance pocket patterns. Ultimately, I didn't expect these to hold. I thought we'd push back up in here, but so far I have to respect the fact that they are holding. You know, Dow, we'll see. Maybe the Dow wants to go down here. Maybe NQ wants to test down to 21.9. We don't know yet. ES looks pretty good because you got a lot of DMLs right here. I think if the Russell, if you closed above that extension, and you also have the core and all this right here, might be worth a long on the Russell. Morning, David. Still not feeling great, buddy, but I'll get back to your messages when I'm not sleeping 24 hours a day. Guys, I finished the stream yesterday and I just laid in bed all day. Like, and I was just like sleeping for a little while, then waking up and sleeping for a little while. I haven't been this sick in like 5 years, since the first COVID. So, being sick is the worst. Especially when you just have no choice and you've got to do nothing. Anyways, we'll see how long we go today. I'm drinking coffee, but it doesn't tend to do a whole lot right now. So yeah, I'm really digging the trading the 4 hours-ish charts into the daily. The only thing is I haven't really been able to, you know, do it fully because I've been so sick. But I'm looking forward to being fresh so I can take all the trades that it's calling. Yesterday I had a good one on gold for a short. So I think if you just wait for the trades, they definitely come. And there's a lot less noise on these charts. You guys got any questions? Anything big happen overnight? I don't think so. We got a tanker collision. All right. The gold short. Yeah, I mean, I was bearish gold yesterday. We're trending down. We pulled right back to the middle of the envelope. You got a trend DML right there. You've got the extension DML and you got the middle of the envelope right at the VolPro reaction high. So, I mean, that's a pretty nice spot to take a pullback and a trend run right to the middle of the envelope with all those DMLs right there, David. And David, yeah, we'll go over, you know, the latency and all that. I got to talk to Jonas again. And one thing I noticed, you said you have like 10-point stops or 10-point targets. That seems a little small on the Nasdaq, buddy, but we'll talk about all that. I wouldn't recommend 10-point stops. All right, so the Russell's about to close here. Yeah, 6 seconds. That seems really strange because the latency says, 479 milliseconds, which is solidly, like a half second. So I was seeing about a half second when I was trading it, maybe a quarter second. So I don't know why you're getting 6 seconds, but we can look into that. We got to make sure you don't have a firewall on. I don't know if you're trading. Are you trading from a school library? Something that could be blocking, the flow of the requests. There could be a number of different reasons. I gotta look into that, but I'll do that later. Morning zest. Hope you're doing well. We'll figure it out, David. Yeah, we'll get there. It's good you have the firewall disabled. And are you trading from like a public place, David? Or are you trading from like a dorm? Sometimes it can be like the network that you're on. If it's a public network, that can slow it down a lot. Any good trades today, guys? I think the indices will be choppy unless, some weird escalation happens, but I think I'd like to buy Russell down here and then maybe ES here. And what I'd like to do is be able to keep my eyes open longer than a couple hours at a stretch. So that's my big goal for today, guys. To not fall asleep like a, what's it called? There's people who are like walking and then they just fall asleep. A narcolepsy. I'm hoping to not be a narcolepsy today. That would be incredible. Yep, it's going to be interesting. I'd like to get back to normal, that's for sure. Usually, like, if I'm sick for a week, I can deal with it, and then after about a week, I just start to get angry. I'm like, okay, that's been fun enough, and now I'm just going to live my life, and if I don't feel good, then it is what it is. like okay, it's the sunset, time to go out for a walk on the beach. I haven't been doing that, but I'm about to start that because I'm just over this whole thing. All right, so we're just waiting for our alerts. Crude so far holding here. That was a nice little buy there on crude. Let me guess. Happened during London? Yeah, 2:56 a.m. Perfect London buy. Absolutely perfect. So might have to move back to Europe, guys. I'm only halfway joking, but there's just so many good trades every night while I'm sleeping. I'm like, okay, well. The algos will help that. All right, so on the Russell, we still have 3,500 contracts to trade, which apparently is kind of like an eternity for the Russell. You guys take any trades? How's everybody else doing? Anybody else sick, or is everybody else feeling energized and good and happy? Copper and silver. Silver had a nice push. I'd like to buy some silver today if we pull back. Yeah, copper kind of choppy here. There's the CAD. Nice little flash here on the daily. Could knock us back down, but I think it would just be setting up another long opportunity. So keep your eyes on that for the end of day if you get a pullback into a pocket there. It's kind of going with the direction of the weekly. Morning, Ralph. How you doing, man? Ralph, David's getting 6 seconds of latency, which on Sierra, my Sierra, when I tested the indicators, was giving me like, you know, maybe a quarter second or something. And when I look at the actual latency numbers, it always says like, you know, 400 milliseconds, you know, which is right around half a second or less. So I'm just trying to figure out why it would be working for me, but not for David. Are you getting 6 seconds of latency? That would not be good. And you shouldn't be. I have no, when I use the same indicators you guys use, I get, you know, very low latency. So I was telling David, maybe it's firewall issues, or maybe it's a public, if he's on like a public network at the university or something. It's hard to tell. Okay. That's good to know, David. Then, yeah, we'll just have to troubleshoot it. Yeah, I think he said he was having not a lot of charts up, and you're not even going far back. Because that's another thing too. Jonas can check the logs, and the logs at the server, you know, the logs at the server show very good latency time. So all right, so 20 minutes till the market opens. Waiting for ES. I like this potential buy. Russell might buy. Okay, thanks, Ralph. And I posted Ralph or David, if you guys can you just post one of your recent workspaces for Sierra charts, like a Nasdaq workspace, in the charts channel, because we've got Jose and we got a couple new people that are going to use Sierra. Oh, thanks, David. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Because we got a couple new people. So Jose, you can go in there and download David's chart. That should get you going. Awesome. Thanks, David. Appreciate it, man. Gluey, what's up, man? Good morning. How's your leg? How you feeling? Yeah, download it. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, David. Yeah. Yeah, Jose, just download it and throw it in the data folder. All right, Gluey, we're waiting to maybe buy the Russell potentially. And maybe buy ES. I guess if I'm going to buy them both, I'll have to split up the order size since I'm trying to trade somewhat responsibly. Oh yeah, I hear you about the boredom, bro. I've been in bed for 8 days. Oh, it's been terrible. What happens when you open David's chart, Jose? Jose, are you going like this? When you add an indicator, you go studies, add custom study, and you should see VolPro Edge indicators. Well, we'll get you all sorted, man. I'm going to focus on the live trading now, but okay. Well, you're on the list. I put your name exactly as you have it here on YouTube. So I put your name just like this. And what happens when you download David's chart, Jose, and then you try to open that chart with the indicators already on? Does it open it? Maybe try and restart Sierra again if that doesn't work. It should just bring the indicators right in. Okay, thanks, man. We'll get you sorted. All right. So, feeder cattle. Nice exhaust. Mira a ver si tienes una tilde en el nombre. That's my El Chapo Spanish. Is that good? I need a cigar while I speak like that, David. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. You guys can speak Spanish. Cool. All right. So we got 18 minutes until all the grains and livestock open. Nice. I didn't see that recovery. I didn't see that move to the downside on Bitcoin. So that's interesting. Nailed it yesterday here to the upside, but I thought there'd be more support here today. And there's definitely not. Platinum. Kind of thought there'd be some support, sorry, resistance up in here. So far it's holding, but I don't know. Gold. All right. So with ES, we've got 18,000 contracts left. And Russell, similar. I mean, they're probably going to be identical here, so I'll probably just take ES. I know Zest, we talked about taking all of them at the same time. I'm not there yet, but I'm keeping an eye on that. In the meantime, if I have a choice to make between Dow and Russell versus ES and NQ, I'll just take ES or NQ. So there is gasoline. Nice push. All right, so 15 minutes. Thanks, David. Maybe I should be an actor, huh? That'd be funny. All right, we're waiting for alerts. Stock in the ES. I don't think this is a bad support spot. It's looking like the 240,000 volume here is just in congestion. Now the question is, are we going to get all the way back down here? Then I'm going to be wrong, because then I'll be taking it in the middle of the range. But we do have the daily envelope bottom and some good DMLs coming across here, so this could very well hold and push us back up here. So that's what I'll take a shot on. Just waiting for this to close. Here's the 48,000 contract. So basically here, you can see all these DMLs stacked right there. I suppose I wish I had the true average down there, but you got a bunch of other ones here. So let's see if we get a long on ES. Hey, yeah, I appreciate it. I slept, I went to bed at 8 and woke up at 6:30. So I've only been up for like 45 minutes. We'll see if it catches up to me. Yesterday when I tried to stream and I was on for like an hour, and then I couldn't do it anymore, and I went to bed all day. I was just in bed I was in bed all day until 8 o'clock at night when I went to bed, and then so I'm hoping I'm taking care of myself. So it's like the COVID hangover or something. I can't wait to catch up. I miss you. Hope the weather's good there. It's been really rainy here. When you look out the window, it looks like Sweden. I can show you. It's like gray and monsoon. So be happy for some sunshine, that's for sure. I heard that you and, well, I didn't hear anything, but I got to listen to messages, but I'm sure you and Ev had a good time. Wish we could have been there. Yeah. Guys in the chat, Lily Ocean is a dear, dear friend of the family. We used to be neighbors, almost, just across the barranco. I was thinking about Anton Cojo the other day. I was thinking about all the hiking up and down. Parts of me miss Gomera. Life felt more simple there, some strange, magical way. Life feels more, I don't know, more real in Costa Rica in some strange way. I'm not really sure. It's hard to say. All right, let's check the Russell. Not like a bad signal down here on the Russell. I guess I could take them both. I'm just watching the Russell. Still got about 1,800 contracts left to trade here on the Russell. And I mean, you've got a lot of support on the daily and the weekly. The intraday here is just in congestion. Yeah, we're kind of breaking the extension, but that'll happen sometimes. The lower time period here, we already at least went into congestion entrance, and now we're just kind of stabilizing. So we'll see. I might buy it. And then I might buy ES as well. Yeah, I was kind of dizzy yesterday. Like when I did the end of day analysis yesterday, I was really nauseous. That's why it was only 12 minutes long. But I think we covered what we need to cover. But strange. We had a lady come in and clean the house yesterday. She was really good. We got her recommended by some people in a group. And then she also made some really traditional Costa Rican like meat soup type thing. And it was delicious. So that was kind of, I think that helped. All right, let's make sure we're not missing anything. I don't think so. We're not really getting any alerts. Stock market open in 8 minutes. So if I buy the Russell and the ES, I'm just going to have to stop them below the lows. So, hey, what's up, Aaron? How you doing, man? I slept like 20 hours yesterday, buddy. So I'm feeling a little better today, but let's see how it goes. 2 less than stellar news releases. What time? 10? How's your trading going, man? I might buy the Russell and the ES here. We'll see. I like the ES down in here. And I like the Russell right here. So I'm just waiting for these to close. You got a bias at the open? I mean, my bias is long, just based on the patterns. I kind of expect the intraday charts to stay in congestion here. Kind of just like this. Yeah, I'm probably going to buy it. I'm just waiting for a close. So if it closes, I might buy the Russell and ES. Wherever it closes, like right in here, anywhere. This is the Russell, so anywhere in this general area, and ES anywhere in this general area. I'm just waiting for this bar to close. So I got like 10,000 contracts left till this closes. But this general area is where I'd like to buy it. So we'll see. I kind of feel like because we're in the middle of the range here, I don't need to chase an entry. I can try and get in, you know, closer down in here maybe, and then ES, maybe try and get in like, you know, at the DMLs here, like 52, somewhere down in there. You know, there goes the Russell. So Russell will close here in about 1,000 contracts. That'll be the first one I got to make the decision on. Pretty much right there at 21.22. Just kind of right in there. With a stop at like 21.12. So it'd be like a 10-point stop, something like that. So there's our alert for the Russell. There's ES. Yeah, so basically each trade that I take, I'm not really concerned with the outcome. I'm more concerned with, did I follow my plan and match the process? And both of these, the answer would be yes. There's support here. Whether these win or lose, they're good trades in my book. So that's kind of just how I'm trying to look at it. Obviously, it's nice when they win, but I know that if I put on, you know, 50 of these, the probabilities are going to land way more in my favor than not. So we still got about 50,000 contracts left to trade here on ES. So the open's going to happen here shortly. focus on the Russell, see if I get a long. Like I said, like 21, 22 is kind of where I want to get long, maybe with a stop at like 21.12. I put a limit order to buy 4 micro Russell at 21.22, and then I'll stop it at like 12. It's copper. Just kind of sitting there. All right, market's going to open in whatever that is, maybe 30 seconds or something. Can't see my clock. So there's my close right there. I've got my order in on the Russell. Trying to see where did my, I think my disappeared. There it goes anyways. There goes the Russ. I put the order at 2120.2. Okay, so the order's right here for the Russell. Because I did have a congestion DML, but that's gone. Let's look at the Dow. I don't know why that's triggering. That's, well, oh, because we just got that closed there. Yeah, I can wait on that. Let's look at Crude. So the next one, so the Russell, we'll see. The order's at 2120.2. ES already pushing up. So let's see. Now I got an order to get long. Hey Christian, what's up, man? I'm still feeling pretty tired, but thanks for asking. I'm hoping I turn the corner soon. Feeling tiny bit better today. See if it lasts. I hope so. But thank you. Yeah, I got an order, Aaron, to get long 2120 here. The stop will be like 2112. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the ES, I also would like to get long down in here somewhere, like 60.55, but I'm waiting for this to close. So we still have some contracts left to trade. Russell looks like it's going without us. There she goes. See, now I have a question. Do I raise my entry at 2124? So these are the nuances I'm working on with this system, because these bars are so big. That's like the zones are very wide, right? But we'll get there. Here's NQ. So you have a lot of support here on NQ. Might buy NQ, let's see. So NQ, kind of like down here at like 22,040. All right, so I'm trying to get long NQ at 22,040, and the stop would be below the lows. Still trying to get long the Russell down there. So the Russell, I'm still trying to get long at 2120. Yeah. So there's an alert for silver. Ah, nice cough attack. All right, so silver waiting there. NQ. So the orders for NQ and Russell are in. All right. So trying to get long NQ and the Russell. Here's soybeans. Here's wheat. ES, we're waiting to see if it sets up. I'm just betting on congestion here on the indices. So obviously, you know, if Iran starts to re-escalate when we're long, that'll be a problem, but can't really worry about that. So ultra bonds, probably not a terrible short, but I'd rather kind of have it up there. So with Russell, my order is just right down here at 2120.2, I think. I'll let you know. And at Nasdaq is at 22,040 and a half. Right here. So ES is maybe getting ready to trigger here. There's the Russell. Here's Ethereum. A lot of support there. So the Russell tried to come back, just didn't really make it. Nasdaq so far getting bought up. So there is ES. I think 60-60 would be nice. Maybe in 60-56. So I'll try and set another order at 60-56.25. So the orders are in. Question is the market coming back or not? I don't know. The reason I got the orders where I've got them is because the stops need to go below the low. So, you know, I don't really want to enter, for example, on ES, entering here at 60-69. I got to stop it back here anyways. So, see what happens.
The market is open.
So I have an order to get filled. I should be filled from 2240 on Topstep. And it's not filled. Look at that. So there's my order on, that's been sitting there at 2240. You can see we traded through the price. See if it fills me this time. It's really weird. I don't think I have to have the chart open to have it filled, do I? It's like it's a limit order. So weird. So you guys tell me, I don't know. That was sitting there. It traded through the price. Traded a low of like 38.5, so no reason I shouldn't be long from 40. Maybe it'll fill it again, I don't know, but I don't know why.
Order filled.
Now it's filled. I don't know. That's weird. That's disconcerting. I'm going to put the stop at 980. Really 990 is fine. It's below that low. So my Russell is not filled, not even close. I'm going to cancel that so I don't forget about it. And my ES order is at 56. Yeah, that was weird, Aaron. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyways, I'm long NQ. The Russell just kind of went without me. I'm going to cancel the ES just so I don't want to double up on the positions because I'm trying to keep the risk. So we'll see. At least I'm just long in NQ. The reason I picked that entry was because it's at that core DML. See if we can get a push, you know, back up toward the highs. See what happens. Anyways, now I got to make sure I don't miss any more alerts. So Dow's pushing. Russell's pushing. So it's back to what Zest said. If you go one, go all, like the Three Musketeers. Anyways, we'll see if the Nasdaq can catch up. So gold, really tight range in here. Guys, there's the Nasdaq. I just went 4 micros because I'm trying to keep my risk, you know, reasonable. I do expect chop today, so I would just be looking for a push back up maybe toward the highs somewhere, if that could happen. Be like 22,200, something like that. All right, so silver not giving us much here. Gold, we said, was kind of just chopping around. We're long Nasdaq from 040. So up about 30 points on that position, but it's kind of meaningless when we're going for a couple hundred points. My 5-year-old's driving my wife nuts. Here's copper. All right. My wife is taking the little one off to school. All right. So let's make sure we're not missing anything. There's ES and Q. Dow trying to push. Russell. Gold. Silver. Copper. Platinum. Yeah, it's not a bad short there on ultra bonds. Coming out of that pocket. You guys got any questions? What are you guys in? Euro, pound. So dollar catching a little bit of a bid. The Aussie's kind of doing what I thought it would do, picking up kind of what I thought the indices should do. Like if they come back, pick up support and push higher. That was my bet on that. You still might get it, David. It's possible, you know? It's hard to say. I'm going to work hard at not caring when I'm in a position. Like once I'm in, it can do whatever the hell it wants to do. The last couple of times I've been in a position on stream, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's coming back. Like I just don't care anymore. The trade is valid. If the trade is valid, then the trade is valid. And then like, well, some trades are going to lose. So can't move them to break even too soon. Can't, you know, mess around with them. Just got to let them do their thing. So anyways, still long NQ, we'll see. Interesting to see what Ethereum does here. You got a nice little pocket right here near the daily extension. Wouldn't be surprised to see it push. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, my target's up around the highs, Aaron, so that would be nice. Now I could consider, based on this time period here, I could hold an add if this starts to exit congestion. So that's something that we should always think about once we're in a position. So with the Nasdaq here, let's make sure natural gas is just kind of doing its thing. Now, if this trade is correct, and we would want the Nasdaq to go all the way back up here, then the lower time period here, you know, should exit congestion to the upside. If it's valid, we'll see. Still too early. Right now, you got shut down on the first retest at 22,100. That's right at the congestion resistance zone there. But the way, if we really got going, I would only add one, you know, once we get into a trend run here. So it's still premature. Yeah. Oh, you mean that? Yeah, that interim high there. Yeah, that would have been nice. Whatever that high is at 22,108 in there, yeah. $110, yeah. I mean, we'll see. ES just kind of sitting here so far. The Dow's trying to push. Russell's pushing. So, you know, these are the nuances. At least I don't have narcolepsy today. Just falling asleep. Be like right on the stream, be like, all right, guys, so here we go. And then I just doze off. That's what I felt like yesterday. I feel a little better today, God willing. All right, we don't want to miss other trades while we're waiting. I mean, Ultra Bonds is not a terrible short into that area there for a push back down to the lows. $116.8 up in there. I think I'm gonna have to watch the Ultra Bonds, guys. Well, it would need to kind of pull back anyways up there, so we'll see. I'm still interested in ES. You know, I don't have an order. Do we have news coming out at 10? Something just happened. I'm behind the 8 ball being 6, so I got to see. Aaron, I think you said we had news, right? Let's see. Business inventories, nothing crazy that I can see. Some news at 10. We got Christian, our in-house news guy. Thanks, Christian. All right, so we're long Nasdaq from 22040 right there. I'm kind of holding for a retest up here, if possible. I want to at least make 2 to 1, so that's $800. Yeah, not high impact, exactly. See if the Nasdaq can exit congestion here on the lower time period and fire to the upside. We can maybe add to this winner. Remember, we hold, we add, if possible. What do you think about that, Aaron? Holding and adding? All right, I know I'm starting to feel a little better if I start to get into the mood of doing pretend baseball pitching. It's always a good sign. What's up, Jacob? At the doctor. Wish I could have hopped on this trade. Oh, yeah. It's the way it works, right? Like, it's just Murphy's Law. It's like you watch all these streams where we're not doing much, and then the moment like stuff's happening, you're at the doctor. It happens to me too. Like I can watch the screens all day, and then my daughter will pull me away from something, and I'm like, oh, that's the trade. That's trading has a knack for doing that. Yeah, no FOMO. No FOMO. I mean, at some point when you guys are around VolPro Edge long enough, some of you already, you know, been around a couple months, but you just start to trust the analysis. You'll see that, you know, the analysis, generally speaking, is very, very, very good. And then the more you learn how to like trust into that, your results will start. And then you got to follow the system, obviously. Yeah, well, the entry was here, Jake. You can rewind the stream if you want. We had a push down here into this pocket. As you know from my daily analysis, I'm counting on support down there. So I was just counting on us ranging. I didn't expect to break out to the downside. So I wanted to buy. I bought the core DML right there. And now my target is up near the highs. So hope that helps, Jacob. And I was also trying to get long the Russell at 21.20, but it just didn't get down there. That would have been nice, but can't get them all. I didn't really have any DMLs to go off on the Russell, so that's why I chose the daily DML. And then on ES, my entry was, I was trying to get long at like 56, but then once I was in the Nasdaq, I just canceled ES and Russell since they're all going to be correlated anyways. So there's the Nasdaq testing that, 10 level. Aaron got shot down. Oh, sorry to hear that, Adam. Yeah, this is a very small range day so far, but I'm just looking for, this lower time period here on the Nasdaq to try to push back up here, which I don't think is unreasonable. At this point, guys, like right now I'm up 60 points on the Nasdaq. So my entry is down here at 22,040. I mean, mentally, I don't really want it to come back down there. So my stop is pretty much at break even at this point. My take profit is at 22,201.5, right up here. Four micros, Jacob. Yeah, the one on the right is kind of comparable to like an hourly. I'm just bringing it up once I'm in a trade. So if this starts to, like for example, if we were to get some congestion exit opportunity here, I might consider pyramiding like that. I don't know. All right, see you, Aaron. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. I think I'm going to put my stop to break even, guys. Doesn't feel like a bad idea at this point. If there's any juice in this move, like you can see here, I mean, I got in from a good spot here. And now if this is going to keep juicing, great. But if it comes all the way back down here, I guess it's fine that it takes us out at break even. And these are the nuances, like this is trading. Sometimes it'll come back and take you out at break even and, but lots of times it won't. We'll see. All right, I'm going to get some water. I kind of have a feeling it's going to come back to break even. It looks pretty directionless and choppy, to be honest. It just kind of feels like it's going to come back down there. Well, let's go on to the next one. That's going to be in. It's going to stop us at break even. It's going to do what it's going to do. All right. So let's make sure we don't miss anything while the Nasdaq's just doing its thing. The Dow, the Russell, gold, order on cattle there. So basically gold, silver, copper, platinum. There go ultra bonds. Yeah. So ultra bonds, I mean, I still like ultra bonds potentially up into this level. I'm kind of keeping an eye on it. 116.8. You know, you never know, but if you got something like that, I could try to get short for the move down like that. If you guys like that, you guys like it? I'm just messing with you guys. I like it. That's what matters. But David, you seem to be dialed in on ultra bonds. Remember yesterday, David? I said that resistance there. That worked out. I gotta say, guys, today my energy is holding in there longer than it has in 9 days. So I'm very hopeful. Praise the Lord. Yeah, thanks, buddy. That was a good call. I wish I had taken it. I just fell asleep. It's like that character in Moulin Rouge. You guys remember that movie? He's with Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman. There's that one character. He's like, he'll start singing and then he just falls asleep. That's what I felt like being sick. UB during pre-market eyeing a short. Yeah, definitely. We got the weekly pattern here, so it's looking pretty good. Adam, very positive. Wish I had taken a short today. Yeah, thanks, Adam. Yeah, it'd be nice to feel better. David, yeah, wish I'd taken the short. Yeah, no, me too. It kind of just did, kind of like yesterday. I'm going to start being a little more aggressive in terms of these types of plays. Because, you know, we're in that pocket. There's your DMLs. I mean, it was right into my daily level. Yeah, thanks, Jacob. Well, 60 points is good, but it's not the 200 I need to have a good day. You know? Because I'm only up 460 bucks. So I can't expect to make good profit if I'm going to risk $400 when I'm wrong and then, you know, only win 400 when I'm right. I got to win at least 2 to 1, you know, if not a little more. Yeah, that would be nice. Good call, Adam. Let's hope we can get Trump to do that. Well, let's see. We need the lower time period here to try to exit congestion. Try to push. Just going to turn my AC up a little bit while we're waiting for other opportunities. We did get an alert on the euro. Isn't this a relaxing way to trade, guys? Like, I know it's not like girls in bikinis and Lamborghinis, but it's at least relaxing, and we just wait for good setups to come to us. So there goes ES, Russell. Gold. Can you guys see the sloth? It's a blue sloth. I'll get it. The sloth. The good luck sloth. All right. Let's make sure we don't miss anything. Okay. So ES, be nice. I mean, I don't really, anything can happen, but why shouldn't we push back toward these highs? I feel like NQ should want to push up there. Obviously be nice if it. It's nice when you're in a move and it goes fast. So then the question is like, oh, would I add right here? Not really. There goes the Dow, the Russell. Gold, not really buying the party yet for the Nasdaq and the indices. Kind of sitting here. Silver pushing, copper hanging out, platinum hanging out. Ultra bonds. I'm open to a short on ultra bonds up here. We'll keep an eye on that. David, if we get there and I'm not paying attention, can you remind me? Because this is what's, as we move forward, guys, and, you know, start, as my health is coming back and we'll start streaming like this every day, you know, like David likes to watch ultra bonds, so he can keep an eye on that. If I'm eyeing like something else like silver, somebody else can eye that. That way it's like a team effort, so I don't forget good setups. Here's the euro. We didn't miss anything on that alert. Pound, CAD. Because there should be a couple good setups a day. Like yesterday, the good setups were short gold and short ultra bonds, and those were both nice. Here's the yen. I guess the Japanese central bank was a nothing burger last night. I thought they had a big announcement, but maybe they didn't. Bitcoin. So there's Ethereum that we called out. I mean, that's not a bad little. I should have taken that on Ethereum, to be honest. I got to not like, I'm just so not used to taking crypto that I should have bought that. I told you guys, I said, there's a pocket, you know, you got nice DMLs here. You're in this daily pocket support. I mean, this is still bullish. So I should have bought some Ethereum at 25.60. Thanks, David. Adam, you want to add on NQ if we get above 127? Yeah, I mean, depending on where you're in from, you know. For sure. Jacob, I always thought the crypto movement was kind of random, but with VolPro Edge, maybe it's not as random as I thought. Yeah, I mean, with VolPro Edge, the patterns are the patterns, you know. When you use them in the right place, they work. So for sure, I gotta, okay, so guys, next time I want to pass on a crypto trade, please don't let me say, Andy, crypto's valid. I mean, this is a good buy. Like that's money that we can just take, right? There's nothing that makes the COVID feel better like making money. So here is crude oil, as we know. Good move. Sorry, wrong button. Good move in London right here. Pocket, bang. Middle of the envelope. Daily pocket, boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Right? I'm kind of using both, Jacob. The 4-hour and the hourly. So on this one on the Nasdaq, I really was using the 4-hourly, which was that core DML. So see if we can get a little goose back up to the high a day. Certainly ES is trying. Dow's trying. Russell trying. Copper. So here's ultras again. Just kind of waiting. There's an alert for pound. The grains, as I said yesterday with Zest, we were talking about that. Zest, I'm still going to read your profile that you sent me. I just literally, I've been so sick. I haven't gotten back to messages on anybody, but I'm curious about your background because I want to pick your brain. Got some questions. It's good to have somebody with that kind of experience, you know, just randomly find the stream and hang out and be willing to share. Appreciate that. So, yeah, look at the corn's not doing much. So, yeah, I think Ethereum, you know, let's just go like this. Jose, did you get Sierra charts to work? So here's Ethereum. So, you know, somebody else wants to keep an eye on Ethereum. I could consider longing if it pulls back into that 2560 range. And I guess one micro Ethereum is only worth one Ethereum, right? So I'd have to calculate that if I want to go, if I wanted to risk, you know, 2560. You know what? Maybe we can't trade Ethereum because on my XFAs, you know, let's even say my XFAs with a balance where I can trade like 10 contracts. I guess I could trade. You'd have to trade like 10 because these mini contracts are only worth one Ethereum, right? So like if your stop is going to be from 60 down to, you know, 30, that's only $30 a contract, right? So I would need at least 10 contracts. So maybe Ethereum is not really practical to trade. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is. Yeah. Well, Topstep only allows us to trade the micro coins, Zest. So I think it's one Ethereum, which now it's, you know, that's not that much. Whereas Bitcoin, yeah, one Bitcoin's a lot. That can move. Okay, thanks, Jose. Keep me posted, man. We'll get you there. Yeah, I mean, for me, prop firms are just more leverage on money. They still charge you like, you know, their own commissions. I mean, prop firms are good. Prop firms are good. All right, so Nasdaq's kind of dipping back down here a little bit. I mean, at this point, I'm just holding. Real world, yeah. I mean, they're not liquid enough. But I mean, with the prop firms, we're trading you know, in a sim environment. So none of it's like this trade I have on the Nasdaq, even though this is a Topstep funded account, none of this is real. This is just a sim, but it's real money. Topstep will pay me. So that's good. So let's see. You know, trying to push. Dow's trying to push back toward those highs. Russell's trying. Gold's not buying. Russell's trying. The gold's not buying. David. Small pullback. Yeah. I would need it to go back up to like 116.8, kind of up in here. Just because I would want to lean into that resistance level right there. I can't tell you how happy I am, guys, to maybe start feeling better. Be so nice. See what Bitcoin's doing. So Bitcoin breaking, you got a lot of support down here on Bitcoin. Right there. So, and the way I'm going to manage these trades is that, you know, I've got my target, and then I also just try and manage them like close to close. So, for example, let's say if we don't hit the target by the time this higher time period volume chart closes, I'll have to make a decision. Like, do I pull it off? Dow's looking nice and strong. So we just need Nasdaq to get back up through 22,140. We're long. We're up about whatever that is. I don't know, 60 points or so. Believe me, it's moderately tempting to take it off. It's like, okay, there's $600 staring me in the face. That's nice on a funded account. It kind of sucks when it comes back down and takes you out, but I got to give it a chance to at least get up to 2-to-1. I just have to, you know. Yeah, go for it, David. I mean, I like to lean into the higher time period resistance. Kind of just ran out of a little steam up here. Yeah, so the Dow, it's really important where you guys are on the daily scheme of things. Like in the, you can see here, this pocket down here, so that even if this here breaks its extension, you know, you can still take that depending on the context. So these, just like the Nasdaq here, you know, technically we broke the extension there, But you know, where we were on the daily and all these DMLs here, I made the decision to buy it, you know? Okay, see you, David. Enjoy your evening, my friend. There's gold, silver, yeah, ultra bonds. Kind of a slow day so far. It's kind of looking like Nasdaq wants to dump back down into that range. All right, guys, I'm gonna make some tea. Gonna make a cup of black tea and have some crumpets. I'll be right back. Doesn't look like anything's triggering. We're long the Nasdaq from 22,040. Stop is at break even. At this point, I'm kind of counting on it coming back to break even. Would have been nice to get a little win here, but what are you going to do? Just got to take it from one trade to the next. Ultra bonds. Cattle. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Oh, I got to turn the AC. I'm making some fresh coffee. It's getting a little chilly in here. There we go. All right. How we doing? Let's see what we missed. We're still long NQ. It's just kind of hanging out here. Hopefully we just get one of these grinds on, you know, low volume, low momentum today. So we can hit our target and have a good day. Dow, Russell. All right, well, gold at least trying to join the party. So if gold can crack these lows, maybe NQ can crack back toward the highs. You know, like gold, for example, here, if I look at anything and say, well, did I miss? You got a nice little pocket here, but you're kind of just in this tight little range. Silver hanging out. Copper trying to break a little bit. I don't really have a clear read on the daily chart for copper. Typically, I like to trade markets where I have a clear read on the daily because that's what stacks the probabilities more in our favor. So probably won't take anything on copper. Platinum's not doing a whole lot. Ultra bonds, okay, interesting. I could entertain a short on ultra bonds. Let's see. NQ just kind of wrestling. We'll see if it can push back up toward the highs. My profit target's up here, 22,200. Or if this closes, you know, we'll see. But so here's ultra bonds coming back into this resistance level here. Maybe. Maybe going to short ultra bonds. We'll see. I mean, crude still pushing nicely. Nat gas pushing. Corn. Wheat. Soybeans. Meal, oil. Cattle. Hogs. Yeah, it's kind of looking like the indices are kind of losing their oomph. So I wouldn't be surprised to get taken out at break even here. But I'll let it play out. You know, kind of just stuck in this congestion range. Now if we go back down, I'll get taken out. Let's see. Adam, I closed my NQ at break even, 5 points. Try and get a better entry. Got slipped 12 points. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that does definitely. So Aaron, I lost 600 shorting that first drop before it pushed to 131. And shorted it back down and made 800, so up 200. That's good. You got it back. Yeah, I think it's coming back down to my break even here. I mean, it's not really showing that it wants to go higher. Some movement coming in now. That's good. You got your 200 bucks. Nice job, Aaron. Yeah, here's ES. I'm really just working on following my plan, so yeah, it's pretty lackluster today, to be honest. There's a piece of me that's like, okay, should I just take this 400 bucks off on the Nasdaq and just call it a day? But you know, the moment I do that, the Nasdaq's going to squeeze like 80 points. FOMC and rates tomorrow. Yeah, is that the minutes tomorrow? It's not the announcement, right? No, it's the interest rate tomorrow. You're right, Adam. Okay. I've been so sick I didn't even, yeah. So probably today you're going to see this kind of chop. That's a good point, Adam. I may closer in that case. May closer.
Order
All right.
filled.
I closed my Nasdaq, guys, because that's a good point that Adam makes. And you're already starting to see this. It could keep grinding higher for sure, but I mean, it's already looking like it could be one of these pre-FOMC, because tomorrow's a pretty darn big decision, right? So with all the uncertainty right now with the war, I'm kind of content to have taken something out of this market today. And being so sick, I forgot it was FOMC tomorrow. So thanks for the reminder, Adam. Anyway, so I closed the Nasdaq there, guys. I made like 435 bucks. You know, not bad. Something. Wherever it goes, it goes. Not really that concerned about it. I think this is probably just going to chop around for the rest of the day. So gold, you're trying to get a little bit of a move here. Silver. So I think tomorrow, guys, what we'll do for FOMC is I probably won't stream the morning, and we'll just start streaming around 2 in the afternoon, you know, or maybe we'll start streaming like around 1:30 in the afternoon, because then the interest rate is out at 2 and the press conference at 2:30, and then we can see if there's any good opportunities. There definitely might be. And then of course we have Thursday, I think is like Juneteenth or something. So the markets are like half day. So, you know, kind of a slow week for me being sick, Juneteenth, FOMC, but that's okay. I am feeling better, which I'm happy about. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it there. Do you guys have any questions? I'm pretty much going to be done and be happy with that trade. Thanks, Christian. Good to be back, you guys. We had a good stream today. I had a little more energy, so that was nice. Ralph, I didn't get to your comment. Let me see. Took 2 trades on ES, 10 points, 4 micros. Froze on the entry that took us up near 80. One calm entry. Could have done the same. Yeah. Well, look, you're getting there, man. And it seems like overall you're making a lot better decisions, Ralph. So that's awesome, buddy. Happy to hear that. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it. You know, we gave ourselves a shot. We were in a good trade, and on a normal day with a little bit of liquidity and impetus, we could have had a nice, couple 100-point winner. Thanks, Jose. Appreciate it. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, keep me posted on your download progress. Thanks, Zest. Take care, man. Take care, you guys. See you in the Discord. Cheers, Adam. See you, Ralph.